What's it mean for a studio such as yourselves to have such a close relationship with one of the biggest brands?
Well, it's like sometimes it's difficult to explain. You know, we always try to go back to the time where me and Marco we had a hoop trip to that area where Ferrari and Lamborghini are, and we went to speak with them for the first time about what in our head was Assetto Corsa. And I remember coming back from that trip, and me and Marco we were talking to each other, say, we will never have Ferrari and Lamborghini and these kind of guys in our game. And the fact that to be able to be part of that, it's amazing. And it's not just a marketing partnership. You know, you can see Assetto Corsa used by Ferrari in every Ferrari world around the world. If you go in an airport you will see Assetto Corsa in there. And so there is more than just a marketing thing. And for us, we are Italian, so it's like it's super special, super special.
And of course, Ferrari have got a long history in automobile and motorsport and a range of incredible cars. What sort of process do you go through behind the scenes deciding what would make up the Ferrari DLC content and content in AC in general?
Well, it's not very scientific, you know, especially for this pack. Me and Marco, we were thinking which cars we could include in the pack. For the first time in Assetto Corsa, we said, you know what, this time we want to do our favorite cars. So in this pack you will find the 250 GTO, which is my favorite car ever in the world, and Marco's favorite car, which is the 312 from 1967. As you can see, we are really into classic historical cars, and so it's especially for me it's a really special pack because you know, that car, to be honest with you, I've already been driving that car for like almost 2 months now because it was the first car we did. So it's like I totally love it. I can't wait to see it release so I can go online and race against some people.
Do you foresee more historic content coming to the game, tracks, cars, going forward, or does that present difficulties licensing?
Well, okay, there is an element of, as you can imagine, brands don't particularly like the fact that you are using their old cars. You know, they want to see their new cars in the game. Of course, that's where always they push. Many times they say, okay, if you want that one, you also have to make this one, which is my new car. So it makes sense. From sales point of view, I don't think classic cars sells as good as new cars. So of course, the cars that are successful right now are always the same: supercars, GT3 cars, or Formula One. As you can see, if you remember, we had a poll to decide the 7th car, and yeah, there was a bit of controversy going there because not many people accepted the fact that the majority wanted an F1 car, which is amazing because I think it's the first time that we can get a Formula One that is racing this year, and you know, it's coming while the Formula One season is developing, which is very interesting.
That's actually an interesting point. With it being a current generation Formula One car, have you had good levels of data and cooperation with Ferrari for that? And how's that differed from maybe when you produced, say, the 2013 Ferrari Formula One?
We have good relationship with their simulation department. So we get some. They cannot give us exactly, you know, the data of their simulator. So they give us data that they honestly tell us is within a range of possibility. And back in the days, even when we worked on Ferrari Virtual Academy back in 2010, you know, I also had guys from the Ferrari, you know, checking the telemetry of the simulator and compare with their simulator and so on. So usually we get very good data for them.